Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Mama Lisa is in the kitchen. I want to show y'all a really great way to fix a head of cabbage, especially with Memorial Day being this weekend. If your weather's not conducive for the 3B cabbage that's on the website, you can always do it on your stovetop. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all how to do that for Memorial Day weekend in case you're somewhere that it's not pretty outside and you can't get on the barbecue or the grill or whatever. And I've shown y'all this in the oven, but I'm going to show y'all this in the black skillet, okay? I have a beautiful head of cabbage that was given to us by another farm family that lived close by, Smith Farms. And I am just cutting this up. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can shred it, you can cube it, you can cut it any way that you like it. So I'm just kind of cutting this up small enough that when I put it in that skillet, hopefully it's going to fit. So I have put in the skillet already, and it's on low, in the black iron skillet, I have put a tablespoon of butter and about a teaspoon of bacon grease. Now that I've reserved, I'm going to add one more teaspoon or so of bacon grease. And look, this is one you can make your own, okay? What you're going to need is cabbage, seasoning that you like. I've got apple cider vinegar today, okay? You can do chicken broth, you can do beer, you can do wine. But I'm going to do apple cider vinegar today. And you need a head of cabbage. And if you have onions, you know, feel free to throw that in as well. So here's what I'm going to do. This is heated to about medium. And I'm just going to put all these pieces, like I said, it's going to cook down. So after you wash your head of cabbage and get it ready to cook, just put it into that black iron skillet until it's full. Another family member of ours, I call her Cindy Lou Who, she taught me how to do it this way. And I am definitely visual. She showed it to me. So I'm kind of running with that, okay? So Cindy Lou Who, you're the best, and I appreciate it. And Smith Farms, love the cabbage, okay? Now, to this, I'm going to go ahead and season mine. If you have fresh garlic, you can put some fresh garlic. But I'm going to use the everyday all-purpose seasoning, which is on the website at Cooking Cutting Up at Gmail, I think. But it's also on my Facebook page. It's called Everyday All-Purpose Seasoning. It has garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. So that's going to kind of be my salt and pepper to this, okay? Now I'm going to add just a little bit, a shake of red pepper flakes. If you don't have red pepper flakes and you want some heat, you can put, you know, ground cayenne pepper, but I'm going to put about that much. It's not even quite a teaspoon because I don't want it to be too hot, but I do want it to have just a little bit of punch. And again, if you don't like hot, don't put it in there. It doesn't make or break this recipe. Now to that, I need a little bit of moisture. So I have apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to put just a dub in there. So let's say 5 tablespoons. And I'm going to cover this and let it simmer on low. This lid is just a lid I have, and you know, for my other pots and pans. It's not made for the cast iron skillet. You can get the iron skillets in many different places, but I've seen them on Amazon as well. So they need to be seasoned, and there's videos all over YouTube and all over the social media and the worldwide internet that will show you how to season one of these if you want one to keep for your cooking, okay? Now I'm going to cut this up to about medium, And my range is gas, so it heats just like that. If it's electric, you're gonna have to gauge it, okay? So I'm gonna let that kind of sweat just a few minutes, and we'll see how long that takes, okay? Meanwhile, I'm gonna be cleaning up over here. This is kind of a takeoff on the 3B cabbage that went viral. And if you want to see that, you can put into your Facebook search bar, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real, cabbage. And every way that I've ever demoed cabbage should come up for you in your own Facebook search bar. Or you can go directly to my page at Cooking, Cutting Up, Keeping It Real. And there are albums that Janet from Another Planet's made that will have the cabbage in it as well. So it's pretty easy to find. And I've done it many different ways. So that shouldn't be a problem, is what I'm trying to say. So once this really gets going and gets heated up, it's gonna wilt a little bit, and then I'm gonna uncover it and toss it around with a spatula or some tongs, whatever you've got that's clean. And I think I'm gonna use, let's see, where are my tongs? Oh, yeah, they're in the dishwasher. Let me rinse those off and put a little dish soap on here and get them clean, because I prefer to use the tongs. Just because that's what I'm used to. But you don't have to use tongs. You can use a fork or a spatula or whatever it is that you use, that you just love. I like to toss mine with a set of tongs. That doesn't make it wrong or right, is what I'm trying to say. So this is on medium to medium high, and I can see that it's kind of gurgling and boiling down there. So I'm gonna take this lid off before it gets too hot. And I'm gonna give it a little stir so that all of those spices get down on each piece of cabbage. Now, while I've got this lid off, I'm gonna add just a little bit of this pink Himalayan salt. That is not set in stone. If you're not a salty person, or you have high blood pressure, or you're watching your salt intake, don't put any more salt, okay? But, you know, we're in the South, and this is how I've always done it, kind of thing. And I'm gonna put some ground black pepper. My pepper mill came from the Angus barn. I think my brother got it online. I think at the angusbarn.com, or it's a restaurant in Raleigh, North Carolina. Anyway, I'm just gonna toss that. And then while I've got it open, I'm gonna add just a little bit of sweet to it. You can do honey, you could do white granulated sugar, you could do stevia or whatever you substitute for sugar if you're diabetic. None of us are, so I'm gonna just put literally like a half a teaspoon of white granulated sugar, okay? I'm gonna recover that. Here's the other nice thing about this recipe. If you have fried bacon, like the morning of Memorial Day for your burgers, then save your bacon drippings and you can use it with this recipe. I love that about it, that you waste not, want not kind of thing. So anyway, this is how I do it. And I'm gonna cut the temp up to high now, because I like to cook mine down to where there's very little water left. And then I like mine to be a little bit scorched on some of the leaves. That's totally up to you. If you like it more crunchy and it has more integrity, then don't cook it as long, okay? But if you like it I don't like mine slimy, is what I'm trying to say, or too watered down. So this is how I do it. You can put bacon bits in it too if you don't have any bacon drippings, or you don't have to use that. You can use ham bone. It needs a little something in there to season it, is what I'm saying. I mean, some people still use lard. I don't, not in this, but you could, okay? But y'all can see that this lid doesn't exactly fit this skillet, but it does do the trick, okay, that I'm wanting it to do. Let me pull this up one more time. See how that's getting a little bit brown? That's how I like it. And I like mine with some onion in it. And you know, Smith Farms, they raise onions, and sometimes they'll give us some onions. And we just kind of barter like that. You know, farm families supporting farm families and all that good stuff. So while that's cooking down, I'm going to do what I routinely do, which is wipe up the kitchen. I like to cook clean as I go. Sometimes that doesn't work out. It depends on how many people I'm serving and how many of them are wanting to be in this kitchen. That's what I'm saying. And I cook so much that, Lord have mercy, it just splatters. Listen, I just cleaned this whole kitchen about 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I guess that's what you get for doing white tile with white grout. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to leave this uncovered now. And I want this water to cook, not the water, but the liquid to cook out. So I'm going to leave it uncovered. And I'm going to keep it on high and keep it moving. And then I'll stop, wipe down something else. And I can hear it, so I know that it's, you know, getting there. That's what I'm trying to say. And then ever so often, I'll toss it. This is definitely one of those recipes that if you do it on your stovetop in a black iron skillet, it might be messy. There's your warning. All right. Now I'm going to kind of flatten mine out. Y'all can see how that cooks down. Like the leaves lose their integrity a little bit. So what was up here is now, you know, a lot less. And it's on high. You really have to gauge that for yourself as far as how fast your range cooks. Now, I'm going to grab me a clean fork because I like to taste as I go and then see what else I want to add. I've done a similar recipe to this that's on the page that has bow tie pasta and sausage or something in it. Okay, I'm liking the flavor, for sure. You do want to make sure that you've got enough liquid in the bottom of your pan so that it doesn't stick. Because, you know, I got the butter in there. And I've even gone back and added olive oil if I need it, okay? But for today, I'm going to add 1 more teaspoon of this bacon grease. Yep. And then I'm going to give it a stir. I want it to get that flavor in it. And I need it to have enough oil in it that it's not going to be dry. Okay, now that is about the consistency that I like. I'm going to turn it back down to low. I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to let this simmer for about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'm going to check it again and see if that's how I like it. But like I said, I kind of like mine scorched. So anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all for Memorial Day. With the Memorial Day weekend being this weekend. 3B cabbage, you can do it anywhere. On the stove, in an iron skillet, in your oven, or you can do it on your grill. So again, check it out on my Facebook page, Cooking, Cutting Up, Keeping It Real, all C's, and put in your search bar cabbage. And every video that I've done on cabbage will come up. So look, thanks again, Smith Farms. Love you, mean it. Keep it coming. We love fresh produce. North Carolina grown. Supporting local. We'll see y'all.